Alex and I have been living in Bali for about 2.5 months, and we've made some friends. Hi, friend. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cassidy, and welcome back to Unpacking Life. There are 3 places that we have found that feel like a natural way to kind of meet people. That's the night market and local warangs, and the last one is meetups. One of our first experiences of meeting some friends was at a local warang. And we just, sat down and, ordered, minding our own business, eating. And at some point, a couple came in and they sat down at a table next to us. And we overheard them talking about a vlogger that we also watch that does vlogs about Sonor.
It just got us interacting in a very small way. And we, kind of exchanged something, where are you from? And, how long are you here? They had a very interesting story, and that really kind of sucked us in and made us want to interact more.
Yeah, and like-minded. They're on an adventure of their own, and they also had left what was familiar to them, and, they were off exploring, and we connected on that kind of level, and that was really nice.
There were just other parts of our lives which seemed similar enough that we had, a good connection without really struggling to find it.
Yeah, and I think that's important because although we, want to prioritize meeting people, we do want to meet people that we sincerely connect with.
This may be jumping ahead a little bit, but, in the end, after talking with, these people, we're like, let's stay in contact with each other. Let's, exchange information and be able to come back together again, whether it's here or somewhere else.
Another nice thing about the local warangs is when you continue to go back again, you start seeing other regulars. And we saw a couple that we'd seen before, and they said something to us about like, oh, you're speaking a little bit of Indonesian, and where are you from? We just started talking with them, and we just got along really well, really fast, and next thing you know, I'm like inviting myself to their table, which is something that I would never do back at home. It's very different for me. I think even you may have been surprised by that.
Yeah, it was. Not the first thing that I would have thought you would have done.
And they were so welcoming and inviting. They just scooted right over. We sat down. We ended up hanging out with them. Yeah, so I really appreciate that about the local warangs. It's a great place to meet people because if you find, the spot you like and you keep going back, you're going to meet other people that feel the same way you do about that spot. And then it's just a natural way to connect, and it takes off from there sometimes. And that's really nice.
So the second place that we have found that we were able to meet a lot of people is at our local night market. It's very much like going to a warung, but it's a lot more communal. Everybody's kind of in a group. There's a lot of tables and chairs where everybody sits down. We oftentimes will have a favorite that we like to go to, Warang Gosa. One person that we met there was a gentleman from the Netherlands. How we first interacted with him was we heard him speak Indonesian. And many times when we listen to locals speak Indonesian, it's too fast for us. But this gentleman, his Indonesian was slow and it was clear. Pretty much all the words we understood. I said that, I understood everything you said. And that was just enough of a way to break the ice and start chatting with him to find out some of his story.
Also, the night market is a great combination of local people, tourists, and expats. It's wonderful to hear all the inspiring stories of the adventurous people that we're meeting.
And there's a lot of common elements with that, leaving your home country. But, everybody has different answers about why they're doing it or, what they're getting out of the journey and the experience.
One other aspect I really enjoy about the night market is getting to know the warang owners. As we go to the night market more regularly, they realize that we're not just a fleeting tourist face. They recognize us, they say hello to us, they greet us as friends. They even have started talking to us more and sharing more personal information about their lives. And I noticed that our dinner portions are getting bigger. I really have been enjoying that aspect of being a regular at the night market.
We love going to the night market. We will keep going to the night market. And since it's such a great place to meet people, I have a feeling that we will continue to keep meeting new people.
It's definitely worth the mosquito bites that I get going there. I'm counting them all the time. How many mosquito bites do you think I've gotten this week? Leave a comment. I'll let you know at the end.
So the third way we found that we have met some people is through local meetup groups. We ended up going to our first board game meetup.
Yeah, that was really nice. We had a good time at the board game meetup group, and we now have been a couple of times. It's a really great way to socialize with people, but not feel the pressure of having to come up with conversation because you're all kind of socializing around the games, which is really nice. How did you find this particular board game meetup group?
So I knew that we wanted to find some kind of board game activity, so I went to Facebook and really I just searched for board games in Sonora.
Because that's where we live.
Yeah, that's where we live. So, if you want to find board games in the Sonora, that's one way to do that. But just wherever the place that you are, Facebook does have a lot of good resources for that. In this searching, I happened to see a post from the person who runs the group, and he had posted the What's Up link saying, hey, we have a regular weekly board game meetup in Sonora. Here's the What's Up link. Go ahead and join. The first meetup time and location was posted, and we went to it. Yeah, and I think the people who came, while we did have that connection for board games, a lot of the people were people who had relocated, and we found a lot of the same kinds of motivations and desires to kind of expand. Some people were there permanently, some people were there temporarily, and everybody's got a story.
That was good. I had a good time. We'll go back for sure. I want you to know that meeting people is definitely outside of my comfort zone. This is something that I'm very aware that I want to do in order to expand our community, so it's not just Alex and I encourage you to do the same and to remember that it takes effort and it takes time, and there are people out there that you will connect with. It's worth it. It's worthwhile.
Just finding out that there were all these like-minded people was very eye-opening to me. And we didn't have to work too hard to meet new people. There's people around us all the time.
Yes.
And once it seems like that you're receptive to that, they seem to come to you or you come to them.
Yeah.
Looking for that connection, you'll find that.
Yeah, you will. All right, now it's time to answer the question, how many mosquito bites does Cassidy have this week? Do you want to count? 5, 10, 15.
And just for this week. Next week, it'll be a new number.
We'll see. Next week, we're going to do a different kind of video, and we're going to do a villa tour for you. So I hope you'll join us as requested by one of my favorite subscribers. Mwah!